So we got lower today, doing some steps right before I eat, obviously, before the fasted cardio. But just want to say thank you guys for all the support on the recent videos. It's been great. Make sure you guys tap into the Science Based Get Discord. Before I even start the video, I just want to really get that out there because I feel like it could be a great community and so many people could benefit from joining to interact with other people, the same mindset and the same like niche. But yeah, the next time I see you guys, I'm going to be training lower. I'm super excited for it. Gonna go for a heavy hip press, I think, today. So tap in if you haven't already to doing leg extensions actually before my compounds. It just feels really smooth. I know I'm not gonna be able to move as much weight, but it feels a lot better on my joints and my like tendons, ligaments, whatever you want to say. And I really just enjoy it. So I'll see you guys at lower.
So you put on the blinders and you have tunnel vision on what that ultimate goal is. I was always on track with everything. I mean, everything was structured. I lived in a fucking box in order to be the best, meaning I had no outside. People would call me with their problems, I'd hang up on. Like the phones were off. Don't bother me with negative shit. And I just went at it. Like that's all I cared about. That was what my life was like. It was like go full fucking throttle every day. That discipline was there. I always tell everyone it wasn't about the body, it was about the mind at first. But I trained my ass off.
Got together with I didn't never told anybody this before either, but she got together with my training partner. And I came home from the 80 Olympia and they're together. I'm like, oh my God. I was so hurt and so baffled that this girl could do this to me. I decided to take all that energy, put it into the gym. I just opened the door to the Gold's Gym that day, that year, and boom, everything would work. It was a magical year. Any exercise I did was, wow, mind-blowing.
Old, my father died from cancer. And my father died in 30 days. He died. He was just gone like that. 10 years after that, my mother died. Cancer. I just started doing a lot of research on health, how to eat. Because nobody in my family ate right. They would always just eat anything. And then that led me into the gym. And in the gym, I found peace because it was almost like a therapy for myself. I found something that nobody could take away from me. I just took all the passion out into eating, sleeping, and training. I didn't want to go to school.
This is your doing. You said you'd rather feel pain yourself than inflict it on others. You choose to be neutral. But you know what happens when you play both sides? In the end, everybody
loses. Alrighty, so lower has been demolished. We just got out of the gym, driving home now. Super stoked with that lower session. Some highlights of it were the 5-plate hip press. Don't even know why I sent it. I felt good warming up and I just wanted to push some really heavy weights. So what I did was load up 5 plates and hope for the best. I don't know if it was the smartest move, got 3 reps. I don't know if they were necessarily the best form, the best reps, but it doesn't matter. 3 reps is 3 reps. I'm probably gonna drop down to a 35 next session because I don't really want to be just ego driven again. But overall, a great session. 4-plate RDL went smoothly, got +1 reps on that, which was pretty nice. And then every other thing I progressed on either in form, concentric, weight, or reps. I obviously know those are the 4 main factors in progression. Super pleased with all of that. But today, what I want to talk about is, all right, you guys are going to have to stay with me on this. So when you use a GPS, right, and there's a detour, there's a block in the road, you always get rerouted, but still to the same destination. It might take longer, but you're still going to be at the same destination. Now, where am I going with this? Progress is never linear. Almost all of the time, there's going to be dips in your progress. If progress was like this, everybody would be successful. Nobody would be broke, nobody would be depressed, everybody would be successful and be living their best lives, right? But progress is indeed not linear. When things get hard, that's where you need to have the discipline, have the drive, have the perseverance to push through those hard times and focus on your ultimate end goal. For instance, if you are in the gym, this is another analogy, and you get injured. Oh no, I'm so demotivated, poor me, victim me, right? No, you're gonna do what you need to do to recover, obviously first so that your body's primed and healthy, then you're gonna get back in the gym and get back to right where you were before you got injured or whatever happened. There is no point in having this victim mindset, especially when you know progress isn't linear subconsciously, because it's only gonna hold you back when trying to achieve your goals. And to go off of what I said in my last video, comparison, if you compare others' progress and theirs might be more linear than yours might look like literally like this, up, 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 down, below your starting point, and then up. You have to be willing to live through those lows because those will teach you what perseverance and discipline looks like in the worst of times when reaching your goal. It's not gonna be easy to achieve your goal in 3 days, 3 months, even 3 years. But once you stick with something through the ups and downs, you're like invincible towards that goal. Again, going back to my GPS scenario, you're still getting to the destination even though it might take longer. And of course, if there's bumps in the road, it's gonna take longer, but that destination is still in mind. You need to keep that destination in mind and not lose sight of your goal, because if you lose sight of your goal, you will ultimately be lackluster when it comes to achieving your goals. And any divot that you fall into, not only in the gym, but in life, will seem like a roadblock that you can't get over. If you shut off that GPS, you're gonna be lost. Similarly, if you shut off your brain and the thought of achieving that goal, you're going to be lost and you're never going to achieve it. There's no way to achieve a goal without thinking about it constantly, especially if it's if it's up to a high standard in your mind. If you don't think about your goal consistently throughout the day, you're never going to achieve it. And especially if you get caught in a divot, because progress isn't linear, there's going to be very low lows. If you give up in those scenarios and don't find your route back to success, you will never achieve that goal. It's that simple. Now I'm going to leave it off with this. The destination and the goal does not change just because your path did. Of course, your path is never going to be linear. It's never going to be a straight line. It has divots. If your path changes in a direction that you do not like, you have nothing else left to do except to fix it and still strive for that goal. Achieve your goals, focus on your path, and don't let dips in your progress demotivate you and derail you from your ultimate goal in life. Alrighty, I'm making the meal right now, the post-workout meal. It's literally just pure slop. But I want to talk about something while I'm making it and mixing it. It's literally just ground chicken, soy sauce, green onions. But what I want to talk about is the importance of how impactful 1x frequency compared to 2x frequency, even 3x's. So obviously there's not like a huge difference between 2 to 3x frequency, but if you're doing the bro split in 2026, and you're not on PEDs, you could be getting a lot more out of your sets and your workouts than you think. Now, what I mean by this is, let's say you do a bicep curl, for example, and you start off with, or preacher curl, you start off with 100 pounds, you get it for 6 reps, next set on the bro split, of course, so you have a bicep day, and then the next set, you get 100 pounds for 5 reps, then you drop down to 90 pounds for 6 reps, and you do 90 pounds again for 4 reps. So let's just leave that hypothetical example. If you were to space that out into 2 different sessions, so let's say Monday you hit biceps, or pull on like a PPL for 2x frequency, and you do 100 pounds for 6, 100 pounds for 5, and then the next session, which is Thursday, obviously you're not doing the 4 sets all in one session, like you would on a bro split, but the next session, which is on Thursday, is 100 pounds for 7, you add a rep, and then 100 pounds for 6. Obviously you're putting more force and you're adding weight, and you're progressing faster than if you were to be on a bro split. Now, doing sets all together in one day is actually worse for muscle growth rather than spacing it out. Now, don't take this into the extreme and do 1 set for chests five times a week. Not ideal, but what I'm saying is that for 1x frequency compared to 2x, there's a huge difference in terms of progression and how fast you can progress and get strong on movements, especially if you leave one RIR, which is 1 rep in the tank. Now, I would recommend everybody do at least 2x frequency, a good rule of thumb, instead of just doing a dedicated bicep day and tricep day. You're literally gonna be in the gym for like 40 minutes unless you do like 12 sets, because that's how much volume you need, I guess. But definitely tap into 2x frequency if you haven't already. But yeah, if you're not doing 2x frequency or even 3x, for upper I'm doing 3x, for lower I'm doing 2x. So take that with a grain of salt if you want to implement it. Again, everybody's body recovers differently. Do not force things. I don't know where the green onions went. This looks disgusting, but here it is. That's the meal. Looks gross, but whatever. Yeah, so I'm gonna devour this, and I might see you guys later, or there might be an outro. I don't know what I feel like filming. Again, 2x frequency, 2 to 3x frequency is far better than 1x. So if you're not doing that, tap into 2x frequency. And if you have any questions about this, ask them either in the comments or in my science-based lifting Discord. The Discord is always in the description, so make sure to tap in. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I'm currently editing it right now, and I realized I forgot to film an outro. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, tap into the science-based lifting Discord, always in the description. Currently trying to build a great community with a bunch of members that are really passionate about science-based lifting and want to grow together. Also, tap into Bucked Up if you haven't already. Bucked Up Longo1 is the code. I get all my supplements and some clothing from them. It's a great brand. Along with Gympin, I actually have a Gympin code. I haven't been plugging it. It's LONGOLIFTS. So if you need a Gympin, tap in there. The Amazon ones do not work. I've had 4 and they all bent. But otherwise, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to see anything, leave comments or questions in the comment section. And see ya.